Right, hello friends, welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you lot are all doing well today, friends. Really do hope that, genuinely. Welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily series here on the Football Therapy YouTube channel, where I see what's being said about the Blues, giving you my opinion, but more importantly, of course, asking for yours. Today we're talking about a frustrated Thomas Tuchel regarding Thiago Silva, and I want to reflect on Ruben Loftus-Cheek changing the dynamic of Chelsea's midfield, and he's set to be having some long-term one-to-one training with Tuchel, as of course he's not called up for England and we are in an international break. Settle in, get comfortable, do consider subscribing, only if you want to, and if you'd like to drop a like on the video, it does help me out a lot, friends. And I'm delighted to let all you gentlemen out there know that this video is brought to you by my sponsor, Manscaped. That's right, in the modern age of 2021, men are keeping clean and tidy more and more. And although Manscaped do specialise below the belt grooming, it's also for your whole entire body. Nose hairs, ear hairs, chest hair, whatever, keep trimmed, gentlemen. Take a look at all these Manscaped products. Let's see what we got here. Your balls will thank you. Ooh la la, the new Manscaped shaver. All the shaver accessories. Just a couple of the classics, ball toner and ball deodorant. You got the old Manscaped boxer shorts. Beautiful wash bag. The Manscaped refined cologne, which I'm wearing right now and smells great. The infamous weed whacker for those nose and ear hairs, gentlemen. And finally, I'm sure you've got some already, but ball wipes. Ding! Gentlemen, if you are keen, Manscaped and I can offer you the sensational deal of 20% off and free shipping. What a combination that is. 20% off and free shipping when you use my code therapy at manscaped.com. Go check it out now and get yourself that wonderful discount. Alright then, let's get into it. Cool, so before we do reflect on Ruben Loftus-Cheek and his remontada, his comeback, his game-changing performances in the midfield, a whole new exciting and appropriate dynamic for Premier League football. Yes, I'm an RLC superfan and I always have been, so put a pin in that. We're going to enjoy me talking about that a little bit more later on in the video, but we're going to jump into an article now from the Metro reflecting on what Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel has been saying about Thiago Silva and the upcoming Brentford match in the Premier League. And Brentford, by the way, they look serious. Like serious. Like we should be taking them seriously. Okay, I've said that too many times. Anyway, let's jump into the article. Thomas Tuchel has confirmed that Chelsea will be without Thiago Silva for their clash against Brentford after the defender was called up by Brazil for the upcoming internationals. The veteran did not travel to play for his country during the last international break, as Brazil was on the red list, meaning he would have to quarantine for an extended period on his return to London. However, the rules have since been relaxed, and Silva was called up for Brazil's upcoming World Cup qualifiers, with the 5-time winners playing 3 times in 8 days. Chelsea face Brentford after the break, and Silva is set to return on the day of the game, meaning he will not be available. Yeah, off the bat you might be thinking, oh, Chelsea have got like a bunch of defenders, you know, he's 37. He's 37! That blows my mind, considering the performances he's been putting in. He's the oldest outfield player in the Premier League, and he's one of the best. You know, there is an argument that he's the best performing defender in the Premier League, despite being the oldest outfield player. Anyway, this might not seem like the biggest deal to some, but he's actually been playing so well, and not only has he been immaculate defensively, positioning, organising, he's actually really important in terms of playing out forwards. Long diagonals, superb passing. He's more of an important player than many people realise. Anyway, let's read on. Tuchel admits he's not happy with the arrangement, but says there's nothing the club can do. Quote, he will go, then he will play for Brazil, and then he will come back on the match day versus Brentford. This is the life of international breaks in 2021. Like it or not, what can I do? He's our player and he arrives on the match day back from a country where he needs to do a quarantine. Is this a good solution for us as a club? No, but we cannot hold him back. It's impossible. If they call him, he needs to go. Otherwise he gets suspended by FIFA. So there's no choice. You simply have to live with it. Yeah, the rules suck, Tuchel. The thing is, not only would you not want to stop him because you can get banned by FIFA, which is a bit annoying and weird and peculiar, but also Silva did say how he wants to play in this World Cup, and he seemed overly ambitious when he first stated that a year or two ago. Like, bro, you're gonna be 37. You're gonna be 37. You think you're gonna get into that squad? Yes, he's gonna get into that squad. He's just won the Champions League with Chelsea, and he's playing most weeks at the highest level in the Premier League, despite being 37 years old. And currently, he's been playing in a Chelsea side that sit top of the Premier League going into said international break. You can bet your bottom dollar Brazil want him in the squad. I mean, yes. It's amazing, really. It's testament to how much of a professional he is. I mean, if you look at Cristiano Ronaldo having no problem playing in the Premier League still, maybe not doing so much running, but certainly performing, you could say the exact same thing about Thiago Silva, who's older than Cristiano Ronaldo. So frustrating, but the truth is we do have options. Brentford will be a really, really tricky game, especially because we'll have most of our players going to play for our countries, or their countries, should I say, and Brentford not so much, so they'll have more time, preparation time on the training pitch. But you'd think Thomas Tuchel would just field a back three of Rudiger, Christensen, and then perhaps Chalobah, or of course Azpilicueta in the back three, providing whoever's most rested. You think maybe Trevor Chalobah, because of course he's not getting called up to England either, and he'll get a chance to chill out and sort of prepare for the game on the training pitch. Chelsea have good defensive options, but of course, should have Thiago Silva been available in the form he's in, Tuchel would have played him. Not too happy, Tuchel. Anyway, let's move on to the second part of the video and talk about this midfield dynamism being brought by Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Hokey cokey, boys and girls. The remontada is on. Just a quick nod, doffing my cap to Ross Barkley also, who's in a similar situation, but probably not a starting level. Of course, he didn't have a squad number at the beginning of this season, and he suddenly looks like he's a utilised player for Thomas Tuchel, if not a starter. So that's a feel-good story as well. But I do want to talk about Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who of course, since his Achilles injury, we've had great concern about him. Is he dusted out here? And after more and more time happened, sure, the Palace loan was okay. The Fulham loan wasn't good. I think he scored one goal, he played a lot of games, and of course they went down. So that was really, really worrying. And at that point, you were thinking, oh God, this can go both ways. In fact, Ruben didn't have a good pre-season either. It was, people were thinking, oh, is he gonna go to like a championship club? And I'm not gonna keep going on. I sound like a broken record saying the same stuff. But he was amazing under Maurizio Sarri playing for us. Him and Eden Hazard were the dynamic game changers. When the dogmatic Sarri ball wasn't working, you turned to the players that could pick the ball up and do something incredible with it. And that was Ruben Loftus-Cheek in the midfield, if it wasn't Hazard in the front three on the wing. He was that good. And he's looking more and more like his old self. I don't know what's changed. I mean, obviously, the injury really hindered his ability and his confidence. And since then, it looks like it wasn't going to happen for him. Maybe he was being played too further up the pitch as a number 10, when really he needs to be as a number 8 or number 6. But Tuchel came in and played him as a lone pivot, and he looked magnificent. And he's since come in and played in the double 6 and looked similarly good. So maybe he just needed to play deeper, which is funny because previously in Ruben Loftus-Cheek's career, he kept getting further and further up. He was playing as a number 10, he got played as a winger. Antonio Conte said he should play as a centre forward, a striker, which is just mental now. Matt needs to be carrying the ball, driving up the pitch, doing wonderful technical things with his feet. There's that great story of Ruben Loftus-Cheek that he used to be a really small, diminutive player, like a number 10 when he was small and young. So he's got this superb technical ability with his feet. But then he had this incredible monster growth spurt, which saw him turn into like a 6'4" massive beast of a footballer. And he suddenly had these physical attributes and learned how to use his body to defend the ball and have people bounce off him. But he's still got all that wonderful technical ability with his feet. And he's become this superstar hybrid of a midfielder. So he's got all that in his locker, and it looks like it's coming together again under Thomas Tuchel. And Tuchel obviously recognises this really, really quickly. Now, the one benefit is of not being called up to your country is you'll be staying at Cobham to train, and this is a superb thing for Ruben Loftus-Cheek, having this time for Thomas Tuchel to get inside his head. Remember, Ben Chilwell dropped a masterclass in the Champions League final at left wing back, and you thought, well, that's it, of course, and had been the first choice left wing back for a long, long time. Under Tuchel, but he went away with England, didn't play, and of course he went on holiday and Alonso was at Cobham training, and Alonso just became the starting left wing back. Tuchel even said as much. He says, well, he's been here training, he's been working hard, it's just unfortunate for Chilwell, and he said if it was the other way around, you'd be playing. This is an opportunity for Ruben. Now, much like Alonso, he's training at Cobham with Tuchel. He's got an opportunity to really embed himself into this starting 11. And why not? Chelsea were registered 1 shot on target over 2 games against high-class opposition, of course, but they looked really sort of toothless and nothing much was happening in the midfield. You drop Ruben Loftus-Cheek in and suddenly the dynamic is completely different. Now, I'm not saying this is going to make, one of Jorginho, Kovacic or Kante completely redundant, because that's impossible. They're all world-class players. Hell, there's even probably still time for Saul to come good in this season in different competitions. But at the moment, Chelsea were in a funk and Ruben Loftus-Cheek brought us out of it. And all I wanted to say is now he's got much more time on the training pitch. With Tuchel, I think this is going to be hugely beneficial for him, Tuchel, and us as Chelsea fans. Guys, let me know what you think. Do you feel the same way as I do about the dynamic in the midfield becoming better with Ruben in there at the moment? Comment down below. Let's start up a conversation. I'm keen to see what you guys have to say. If you enjoyed the content I've provided for you, drop a like. Helps me out a lot, and you're all welcome to subscribe if you haven't done so already. That's it from me. Enjoy the football, and I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.